Okay, this is why I thought you were a Boy Scout. I had to look up his name. You remind me a lot of Russell from Up.
Oh my god,
Oh my
dude!
god!
No,
Yes, dude, he literally looks like Russell too. Oh my god!
I haven't
He
watched
literally
Up
looks
in
just like
years.
Russell.
I do not.
Oh my god!
What's the correlation?
I rest my case.
Happy Wooper Wednesday, everybody! Welcome back to Wooper Watch. I'm your host, Mr. Gengar, here with my co-host.
Hi, it's Cyan here today. It is a Monday as per usual, so I'm tired and stuff. Yeah, how are you doing, Mr. Gengar?
You know, I'm doing mighty fine for recording this on a Monday and then uploading it on a Wednesday. Really breaking the illusion there, though.
We've done it multiple times. It's all good.
I mean, yeah. Although, what's not an illusion is our guest this time. Do the thing, Cyan. Oh, there he is.
Yo!
Hi.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hi, Nate McKay, 26 from YouTube.com, formerly on Twitch.com.
Your name is
Hello.
a mouthful. I'm not even saying that to be mean. Your name
I-
is so weird.
I am very aware. Having to tell people what my channel is and like having to spell it out for them is not. I'm debating changing it. Honestly, I'm taking the 26 out at some point.
The channel
I think you
branding.
should just take out the 26. I feel like that's just a light enough of a change you need to do.
Yeah, it'll happen eventually.
I feel like if you just said it more out loud, it'd probably be a lot easier. Because I didn't know how to pronounce it until Mystic just said it just now.
Yeah, because like the N8 is supposed to be like my name. It's Nate, and then everyone's like, oh, so just and then they type it in like NATE. I'm like, well, it's an 8 because like the letter sounds like the number and all that. And they're like,
Right.
oh,
When I type it, I just do an N8 and I just leave it like that. But
Yeah, that's what I do.
that works. That works.
Like, I've spelled it out a few times, like all the way like NATE, and I always do. I feel like awkward. I feel like I'm being too professional.
anyway, what do you do? What's your purpose here? Why are you here? Also, please, why are you here?
Okay, so my name is Nate. I do YouTube and used to do Twitch, not anymore. We'll see. I might be making a comeback soon. Don't tell. That's a Wooper Watch exclusive there.
Ooh.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
yeah, I do YouTube Shorts. That's what I'm mostly known for. I'm mostly known for making fun of OnlyJS, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. And a little while ago, Mystic was like, "Yo, you should hop on." And I was like, "Bet." So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. I
Well,
saw
good to
your
have you
like,
here.
I saw the one where you tried to not get wet, and I gotta say it was clickbait because you were like in the water, but the video didn't end. It ended like a couple seconds after you got into the water. I was angry about that.
I realized that after I uploaded it. My brother was like, "That's not how that works." And I was like, "What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?"
It is funny. It is still funny. It was funny when you got the wave crash into you, but I was like, "Grr, this isn't how it works."
In the sequel, as soon as I hit the water, the video did end to combat the criticism. So there you go.
Oh, cool. I'll be sure to watch it after this.
Finally, he fixed the continuity error.
I-
He did it, guys.
I did it. I improved.
That's worth a like and a sub.
And to subscribe and to share with your grandma.
Yeah. Anyway,
Send this to your grandma.
do you want to talk about news, you guys? We have
I
some
love
today.
news.
Okay, so this one, I mean, look, we're stretching here. I'm gonna be real. Nothing's really happening in January aside from like Fire Emblem Engage and Persona. There's not much going on this month, but we're gonna talk about it anyway because we are Quagsire and Wooper, and I guess now Claude focused podcast here. So the sequel to Acquire the Zyre, Applaud the Claude just came out. Have we seen it? Have we all seen it?
I have, in fact, watched it. Zamzire, my beloved.
It is so good.
I will admit, I have no idea what you two are talking about.
What?
I don't blame you. I don't blame him at all, though. I didn't even notice it came out until like 2 days after.
It's an SFM animation, just kind of like, How do I
okay.
explain it? It's
The
better
joke
explained
is
if you
that
watch
Wooper
it.
and its many evolutions have long necks and big
Oh,
mouths. That's the
oh,
joke.
okay. I've seen the first one.
Yeah, Acquire
you've
the
seen
Desire.
Acquire
Then
the
he
Sire.
released the sequel, Applaud the Claude, for Claude Sire.
Okay, I will watch that as soon as we're done recording.
Yes.
Required reading, Nate. Required reading. Get with the
I
program.
have a math exam in 2 days that I have to definitely study for, but this is far more important. Actually, the day that this
I
podcast
have a
comes out will be
paper.
the day that I'm taking this exam. So I'll keep you guys updated.
Everyone
on
wish
how
him
that
luck.
goes.
Wish him luck in the
Go wish
comments.
Nate
I will
luck
probably
on
be
his
writing it
stuff.
as it comes out. So wish me luck.
Speaking of great things, apparently Phineas and Ferb is making a comeback on Disney Plus.
Yes,
right?
it is.
2 whole
Yes.
seasons.
I just kind of don't care. The thing is that I know it's not gonna be the same because they already like ended everything. Now they're just kind of running that back slightly. Like they already kind of did that with Candace Against the Universe and all, but I don't know. It just kind of feels a little weird. Like it's not gonna be the same, you know?
Right. My buddy Stripe, he mentioned how like it already ended perfectly as it was. And, you know, it's the same thing with like Deadpool 3, bringing back Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. Like, it's just things that like could have been left alone, but they decided to bring it back. Not saying it's going to be bad because we don't know, but, you know, it ended well and now they're bringing it back all of a sudden. It's a little weird. I do love more Phineas and Ferb, but I do have to ask, will it turn out decent?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I didn't really like Candace Against the Universe that much. Like I thought it was good. It was like it had that standard of quality. But it felt like it really suffered by being a movie. So I really hope they take advantage of going back to the old episodic format.
Indeed.
I am with Cyan on here where I'm looking forward to it, but I am a little like worried about it slightly being, you know, maybe clashing with the way that it ended and all that. But I am a slight fan of Toy Story 4 and that had the same issue. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll like it.
We'll see.
Understandable. We also have The Mandalorian getting another season. Finally.
Yeah. Dude, I watched the trailer and like I don't know what it was. I honestly thought I was watching one of those like fake trailers that like uses old clips from the previous seasons to make it look like it's a new one. And then like having like reverb lines from like all the things the characters have said. I don't know. It looked more of the same. I'm not sure what it was. I actually though, good thing though, I don't want to get spoiled. So I mean, that's good. But yeah, I didn't know what I was watching. Aside from the end though, Grogu's finally using force powers and fighting people. It's hilarious.
Thank God. Personally, I'm just avoiding watching the trailer because you know how Disney is with the trailers nowadays.
I feel like this is the only one where you can actually watch and you'll be safe.
Yeah, I guess. Looking back on like Book of Boba Fett recently, I was like, it was kind of all right. But the thing is that this is like the best episodes of that show were the Mandalorian stuff. So like,
Yeah.
you know, this better be good.
If the last 2 seasons are anything to go by, it should be decent.
I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I'm gonna say on this one.
Walks in. I'm not a Star Wars.
I'm not
guy.
a Star Wars guy. I listen. I think
Slowly realizing what's happening.
I've seen a few clips from the show. I know my brother's really into it. I watched like an episode with him on one of our like flights we had a few years ago. But yeah, it looks good. It looks quality. Good job on whoever's responsible. It looks like a really good show.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for me, just because I don't know enough about Star Wars. I'm very behind. I've only watched like the first in chronological order, like the first one, and it was good, but not enough for me to watch every single one ever made.
Honestly,
The
fair.
Mandalorian is actually pretty isolated. You could probably just watch. Honestly, I think it's like one of the few Star Wars products that you could just watch on its own and be fine with, you know?
I mean, yeah. I mean, everyone knows the basic concept of Star Wars and that there's bounty hunters and all that.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a bounty hunter like Boba Fett, so it's not that hard to understand.
The most context you need is, I guess, what Order 66
Oh
is.
yeah, okay.
Everyone-
I'm good. I'm good.
Everyone knows what Order 66 is.
Well,
oh, we
who
just
doesn't?
love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
big fan.
Big
Love
fan.
Order 66, dude. Remember that time where everybody died? Dude, so
So-
fun.
Dude,
awesome.
it was so funny. I started laughing when the one with the green lightsaber just fell to the floor when a bunch of stormtroopers just turned around and just immediately shot her without even thinking. That's a knee slapper right there.
Absolutely hysterical.
Very funny moment. But honestly, I don't blame you for not like being too into Star Wars, especially if you're like, well, obviously you didn't grow up with like the prequels, but like being around Star Wars around this time with like the Rey trilogy and like Star Wars has been interesting recently, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I've heard
hit
nothing
or
but like
miss.
Star Wars slander as of late, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna, if it's not good anymore, what's the point of starting, kind of? But yeah,
All right, stay in your own lane.
It's
I feel
good
ya.
just in pockets. And we should probably save this for a full Star Wars podcast, actually.
That could
I'm
be
I'm
fun.
putting that down in the list of notes.
That could indeed be fun. Anyway, moving on. Mystic, I'm gonna assume you didn't watch Andy Poke episode 2 again. Okay, cool. This episode was fun. This time Ash brings 4 new reserves: Leavanny, Rowlet, Totodile, and oh my god.
Leavanny?
I'm so stupid.
Dude, they brought back Leavanny?
What's the crab's I'm so stupid. I'm forgetting Pokemon. I'm
Crustle.
becoming
Dude,
old.
they brought back the Unova reserves. I literally
Krabby.
thought they were just going to skip
Krabby,
over them.
right? Krabby?
yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, Kingler?
No,
I
like
thought
it's
you were
the
talking about
Kingler.
Crustle.
Corfish. Oh my god. I'm getting old.
He has 3 crab Pokemon. I never thought about that.
Okay, so he brought those 4 back. Leavanny and Rowlet aren't doing much. They're kind of just chilling and they're hanging out. Totodile's also kind of just hanging out. Corfish was the star of the show right now. So they're on this like little like cliff or whatever. They're trying to find this Clauncher, the pre-Evo of Clauncher, and Misty comes in and is just like, I'm gonna get the Clauncher, and they fight about it, and Ash is, like reverts back to his sassy old self from like the original series and like roasts her, and it's so funny. And there's this one bit where like he brings out his rod, and it's the Silent rod that Silent gave him during the Unova arc.
That's a cool detail, dude. I love that.
And it was so funny because then Ash is just like, I got this rod from a better fisherman. And Misty got so pissed. It was so funny. But then all that stuff happens. Misty eventually catches the Clauncher. But the Clauncher wants to train with Ash despite being caught by Misty. Because he like respects Corfish a lot for the fight. They had a really cool fight and cool team up. Corfish and the Clauncher were like the real stars here. And then oh yeah, Missy's gonna travel with Ash for the rest of the series now. She's back on the squad.
No. Nah. Listen, I think it's fun. I didn't want any of them to be traveling companions again. No, I mean, I guess she was in the poster, though. I'm not shocked.
Yeah. But I think something that will make you a little bit more happy. The Latias from last episode is following Ash in secret.
Thank God. Okay, like, I didn't expect them to give Ash any new Pokemon this season, but I'm okay with him getting a Latias. I'm fine with that.
I didn't imply that, but I mean, maybe.
I'd be cool with it.
It would be nice.
I haven't watched since X and Y, so I'm a little out of the loop. But I've heard
I don't blame you. That was the peak.
I'm so sorry that we're talking
No,
about
no, no,
all
no.
this. and you're just
Listen,
like,
I
what
saw
is
the
going
news
on?
thing and I was like, you know what? I know about Phineas and Ferb. We're good to go.
We're good to go.
I can live with this.
Yeah. But I don't blame you. XY is really good. Ooh, my turn again. Cool. Okay, so this literally just got announced the day we're recording. And honestly, I only saw like 10 seconds of the trailer and I put it down as soon as they said, oh, it's a creative thing. It's not like an actual event. So I was like, okay. But they're trying to treat it like an actual thing. So I'm so confused. But basically, there's a kid, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Laori?
Leroy?
The guy who did the Stay song that you all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's coming to Fortnite now. And he's bringing that emote along with this one emote where you're like, it's the SpongeBob meme where his like chest is being lifted in the air and he's like floating. He's bringing that emote to Fortnite apparently, so that's gonna be funny.
I'm gonna be buying that one.
Yeah, and it's like a creative concert. I don't know why it's not an actual concert. They made it seem like it was gonna be an actual like battle royale concert, but nope, it's not like the Ariana Grande Travis Scott ones. It's just a creative one, which sucks, but oh well.
That's it for the news, right? Nothing else?
That is all for the news. Do you want to introduce the topics since I've been talking forever?
Okay, so hear me out here. Vacations. Am I right?
Boo.
What do you mean, boo?
They're boring. At least the ones I've been into, they're really boring.
You need to get some better vacations because me and
Dude.
Nate, we got stories. We got.
You
we
need
got
to go
places
outside,
go.
Cyan. I think that's the thing.
I'm over here
Yeah, I know,
stuck in
right?
Mystic's basement editing all day. Okay? I can't do it even if I wanted to.
Okay, in all fairness, I do take you out for ice cream once in a while.
Okay, I don't want
That's
to.
all
I
you
don't want to
really
become
need.
fat and chubby. I need some fruit. I need some sustenance, vegetables, salads. I don't want ice cream.
Banana
It's fruit
split.
flavored. You're fine.
No, it's not fun. Stop pretending it is.
All right, so I feel like every good vacation starts in the airport, right? So, do y'all
Yeah.
have any like good airport stories to share?
Nate, do you want to do yours first? Because you were like hyping this up in the chat. Like
You were. I'm just saying, you
I-
should go first on this.
Yeah. Okay. So I have
You
two.
gotta set the scene for us.
I have two big ones. One that happened like very recently, and one that happened a few years ago. I think I'm gonna do the one that's a little bit more. Wait, should I do the one that's more clickbaity, or one that's like that I can talk about for a while?
Just go chronological order.
I guess start with the clickbait.
Okay. So I accidentally caused a bomb threat in an airport.
Woo! I see where you got the bomb threat in the Mario Kart video we did this game.
Oh my god.
So, I'll just get into it, I guess. We were going down to Vancouver, which is like probably one of the like top 3 biggest cities in Canada in terms of vacation. And we were going down for Canada Day, which is I think July 7th. I should know this better. I'm pretty sure it's July 7th. And we decided to get, those little popper things that you like throw at the ground. They're like those little bags of like rocks and gunpowder or whatever, and they
Oh
pop.
my god, you did not bring this into an airport.
I listen. Okay, so
No!
it wasn't intentional. So we bought them for
How?
Canada Day. We bought them for
What?
Canada Day. So we could like, oh yeah, we'll celebrate when there's fireworks going off. We'll throw them at the ground. It'll be fun. And we
In
bought
the
2
airport?
boxes. Well, no, hold on. Okay, no, like outside of our hotel, because like there was like fireworks going outside of our hotel on Canada Day, and I was like, oh, we're like, okay, we'll get these. We'll throw them at the ground. It'll be fun. And we bought 2 boxes. We brought one of them with us to Canada Day. Forgot the second one in our luggage bag. And we didn't
my
remember
God.
them until we got to the airport, and we're like, huh, these might be an issue. So we go to the the airport people are like, yo, do you have anything like that's like dangerous in here? And we're like, so we have little like explosives.
Oh my god! You're not supposed to admit that.
Dude,
Well,
no!
We're not gonna lie.
I mean,
So-
I guess it's better than being found out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say, imagine that under the
it
sky.
would look
guess.
exactly. That's what. So we're like, okay, before we put these in, we have these like little popper things. They like pop when they hit the ground and all that. You know what these are. And they're
We're
like,
gonna
oh,
bomb
yeah,
the plane mid-flight.
Yippee! Bah, 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 in the middle of a flight,
You
dude.
tell
that would
them your
scare
plan
me.
before.
No, so like they're basically like, oh yeah, if those like drop or something like in the plane, that's gonna cause a ruckus. Obviously, we don't want that to happen. So like,
Oh yeah.
it's gonna cause a ruckus. So just like go outside and throw them out. So we're like, oh okay. So we go over to like the garbage can that's outside, and we are like, huh, these are gonna pop if they go in the garbage, aren't they? And they're like, nah. So then we throw
Let's
them.
do it.
We throw them in, and then they do. They make some really
Oh my
really
god.
really
in the
loud
middle of an
popping
airport?
noises.
Oh my.
In the middle of an airport?
In the middle of it. Well, not it was the front entrance to the airport.
Oh my god. That is the most active spot.
That's probably even worse.
I know. That's actively worse, if anything. But so we're like,
I mean, assuming that you're here right now, I'm assuming nothing bad happened.
we'll see. So so we're throwing these out, and they're popping, and we're like, this is an issue. These are really loud. These sound kind of like shots, and that's not a sound you want to hear anywhere usually. So we're like 2 or 3 of these in, making these loud banging noises, and we're like, we gotta find a way to get rid of these otherwise. And then we noticed these 2 security guards yelling at us, running at us full speed.
Oh my god, bro. No.
Wait, was it the same ones?
What do you mean same ones? Oh no
Like the same one that told you to.
No, it was like completely different. Like these weren't security guards checking bags. These were like airport security, like to take down criminals
oh my
and stuff.
God.
So
I would have cried.
yeah, so me, my brother, and my mom are just standing there. My dad's still in the airport dealing with like airport security and all that. It's just I think it's just the 3 of us, and then we're just like, this isn't great. So they're running over to us. They're like, stop it, stop. Which reasonable, because we're people are gonna think that there's
Reasonable.
gunshots going off, and you don't want that at an airport. You don't want that anywhere. So they're like, yo, what are you guys doing? And they're like, well, we can't take these on the plane because they explode. So they told us to like deal with them outside. So that's what we're doing. And they're like, are you insane? You're gonna like cause us to like go into lockdown. And we're like, that's not good, is it? And they're like, no, it's not. So
Nate locks down the entire airport.
yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So one of the airport security guys is like really chill, really like he's like, yo, I grew up in Beijing with my brother. Like we heard these all the time. I instantly knew that it wasn't a gun. It was just like those little popper things. We have them all over the place in China. So like he was really chill, knew how to handle the situation, and was like giving us like just like we'll figure out a different way to deal with this. The other security guard was like, you are going to like cancel every flight today if you keep this up. You're gonna cause like a national like shutdown. And I was like, I don't.
A national shutdown.
I know. I was like,
National shutdown? I mean, I guess that's one way to get him to stop.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this is a little extreme, but I mean, whatever you say. You know the airport better than I do, I guess. And then
I just fly the planes.
So I was just there like, okay, so what do you want us to do? And then the one guy who's like from Beijing, he like calls over his other security friends who like can deal with, you know, like bomb disposal, I guess. And they are like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We have enough for everyone standing here to take one and throw it at the ground at once. So there's technically only one more pop instead of like 20.
They joined.
He convinced everyone else to join in. So we were just like he was talking on the walkie-talkie. He's like, yo, make sure everyone knows like the popping noises are like a-okay. There's no threat at the airport. We're all good.
Oh my god! Wait, imagine if that was like a convenient way to get like a burglary. I can't speak. Imagine
Burglary?
Yeah, imagine that's like a cover up.
Yeah,
it's a cover
it's a
up for, like,
distraction.
a crime
Ooh, okay. So next time I go to an airport, I'm bringing those.
Oh
wait,
God,
no, don't say it here. They're gonna use this podcast as evidence.
I don't.
I'm just throwing this out there for any laws, any jurisdiction. If there is ever a case that this specific podcast may be used in Canadian or American court, do not get me involved.
Mystic and Cyan are
Oh,
accomplices.
yeah.
I will say.
Us too.
I will.
Me and Nate, we have to deal with it. Not you, Mystic, of course.
I will not answer your email. Do not try.
This guy,
Yeah.
man, makes me edit all this shit. He won't even deal with the legal ramifications. Shame on you. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so we like got them all down in like one thing. We just threw them all down at the ground. But actually, I forgot this little detail. Before we did that, the guy who's like really severe about the situation was like holding the box, analyzing it, and he dropped the box, and the fear in his face because he thought it was gonna like explode was like it was a very intense situation. But I was trying so hard not to laugh because like he looked like he was about to like shit his pants. I'm allowed to swear, right? I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay.
This ain't my channel.
Okay, yeah. Just
Well,
making sure.
it is my channel, but not my channel.
I get you. Yeah. So he was obviously like terrified because he didn't know how to really deal with these as the other guy did. And then the other dude literally like laughed at him. He was like, "Dude, you're good. Just pick it up." So that was another little detail. But yeah, after that we were like thrown back in. And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna like double check your bag to make sure you don't have any more of these." And we're like, "That is fair. You can triple check it if you guys want. There might be more in there. We don't know." Because clearly we're not
Hey,
good at
the fact that he joined in like that,
yeah.
That is lucky. That is so lucky.
Yeah,
That
if we
is
had,
like the wildest story I think from an airport that I've ever heard.
Right? Any other cop, like you would have been gone.
oh yeah, like the chances of this dude being like, "Yo, I grew up in Beijing, China. We have these all over the place. I knew the sound by heart." That's like a one in a billion odds. What are the chances of that?
You roll the nat 20, dude.
Exactly.
You rolled the nat 20. What was the other story though? Just curious.
Okay, so this one happened from December 20th, till January
Of this
3rd
year?
or 4th of this year. Yes.
Oh God! Oh, it's recent.
So this is recent.
this is very
basically,
recent.
To summarize this entire story, I will never be supporting WestJet ever again. WestJet
That's a good way
did
to
me
start.
so dirty.
Hey, I'm more of a Southwest
So
guy. Anyway.
dirty.
Hey, I no offense over here.
The Southwest gang, my guy. That's what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go. Finally, we can bond over something. Let's get
Thank God.
Southwest Airlines.
We got Air Canada up here. That's my personal bias, but that's me. But so December 20th was the day that we left from my place, and we took a 3-hour connecting flight to this biggest city in the province that I live in, Alberta, Calgary, and we fly from there to Orlando. The first flight is at 6 a.m., I think. It's a very early flight. So we were planning to leave the house at like 4-ish. We were planning, or no, not 4, like 4:30ish, really early. But we needed to make this flight so we could get to everything else. And my mom wakes up at 3 a.m. and she's like, you know what? I'm up. I should probably check WestJet just to make sure our flights are okay. Flights are fine. She falls asleep. 30 minutes later, wakes up. Flights are canceled. No email, no phone call, no nothing. It checks the app. They're just no flights.
What?
They were just closed.
Yay.
So
yikes.
yeah, because it was like -40. And they're like, well, we can't fly the plane. It's gonna like freeze midair. And I'm like, they can do that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna we need to keep the planes not frozen. And we're like, okay, you guys know the planes better than I do.
I'm sure there's a defrosting. My car has it. I'm pretty sure that's a thing, but okay.
I feel like there's another solution other than just not flying the plane. But keep in mind, this is like very small city airport with like a population of under 80,000. So it's like the airplanes.
That's fair.
The airplanes are itty bitty and not at all like advanced in any way. Like literally, the seat in front of me folded all the way forward and backward. That's not supposed to happen. In case anyone didn't know. But yeah, so
You can fold all the way back to get a
just lay on the other person's lap.
I'm gonna take a nap in your lap.
Yeah, so
Outstanding.
the flight was canceled. So my mom's like, that's an issue. She wakes up my dad, and then my dad's like, oh, that is an issue. So he goes downstairs, busts into my room, shakes me awake, and says, our flight was canceled. We're driving to Calgary, which is I was just making sure I wasn't doxing myself, but no, I'm allowed to say Calgary, which is, by the way, a 4-hour drive.
That's not bad.
So it was 4:30, and our flight left at 9:55, which gives us like very, very little wiggle room. It gives us like about like an hour or two, which when you have to go through airport security and all that, not great.
Like
So
40 minutes.
yeah, it's bad. So we're driving there, and about halfway through the drive, my mom realizes, so they rebooked our Calgary flights to 3 days later.
Oh my god.
Without telling
This is
us.
a Griswold's family thing right here. This is the kind of story I'm
It
getting.
literally is.
This is the vibe I'm getting from this.
Yeah, it was no phone call, no email, nothing. Just flights canceled, or flights rebooked. So we're like, we'll figure it out. We got it. So we call WestJet, and we're on hold for an hour and 30 minutes. We're basically almost at the airport, so there's no real need to call anymore. Then they pick up, and my dad's like, yo, hello? And then they just hang up.
What?
They
So
were
wait, you were like in that call for an hour. You didn't leave it at all, and then they finally pick up to just hang up.
They were so unbelievably slammed that day because of all the different flights that got canceled that they were just like straight up just like hanging up on some because they were just so slammed that they just had to hang up on some that had been on for so long because they're like, well, they probably got it figured out at this point. So I'm assuming that was their logic. I don't know. But so we finally get to the airport and we go to like the person at the front. And we're like, hey, our flights were rebooked. We kind of need to rebook them to like today because we have hotel reservations for Universal Studios because we're going to Orlando. Of course, you got to do that. So we can't really miss those 3 days because then we'd miss Universal. That's like a third of the reason that we were going. So we didn't want to miss that, obviously. So the guy's like, go over to the rebooking line. You should be able to rebook it right away. And we're like, cool. The rebooking line goes halfway across the airport and then wraps around 4 times. It is the length of 2 of these airports.
What?
So wait, there's not like one of those like at least in my airport, there's like this like transport like bus that like transports you like all the way to the end of the airport if like things are too far away. You didn't.
No, we did, but the issue is that it was like like it was right next to us. The issue is just that it was the longest lineup I've ever seen. Is the issue.
Oh my god, that is. Did you sit in line the entire time?
So we sat in there for about an hour before. So my dad went to go talk to like the people who like manage you like buying new flights. Like he was like, just in case everything falls through, we can buy new flights and get refunds or something. And then me, my mom, and my brother are sitting in the rebooking line. It is not moving. It has been 30 minutes and we've moved maybe a foot. And this thing, again, is the length of 2 airports. I found out later that people were sent home because the airport was just literally not able to rebook most of them because the line was like days long. It was inconvenient for them to just like sit there and rebook when they could just buy a new flight basically. So we were sat in that line for about like an hour or so till my dad calls us and says, "Hey, so we can't get straight to Orlando, but what we can do is fly to Atlanta, Georgia, and then fly all the way to Tampa from there. And then we'll just have to find like a way to drive over to Orlando." And then we're like, "Oh, okay, that can work. If yeah, sure. If that's what we have to do." Flight is at 10 o'clock. It's literally 5 minutes after our original flight. All that work for a 5-minute
it's
difference.
enough. Wow.
Lovely.
So, and that's not even the end of it. Because my
You did say this is the longest
yeah.
story.
So my mom is in a wheelchair because she broke her foot, and we have currently 4 suitcases and 3 backpacks. And my dad says, "Okay, yeah, we can get this all done if you guys can get every bag we have over to the other side of the airport in 5 minutes."
Jesus.
So what we do is we give my mom on the wheelchair 2 of our backpacks on like the handlebars, and then a suitcase on her lap. And then my brother grabs 1 suitcase with one arm, backpack on his back, and then pushes my mom with one arm. And then I grab the remaining like 2 giant suitcases, and I just like, wait, was it 2 or 3 that I was holding? I think I had 1 suitcase stacked on top of the other one, and then the biggest one in my other hand, and we just booked it. We ran full speed, and this is why I say I like Air Canada. One of the Air Canada employees was like, "Yo, you guys are struggling. You want me to like run a bag with you?" And we're like, "Sure, we're going to WestJet. Is that okay?" And they're like, "I don't care. Let's just go to WestJet." So they helped us out, which was sick. Came in clutch. And yeah, we did end up making the flight. Luckily for us, the flight was delayed a few minutes, so it was not super duper stressful. And then, yeah, flight goes really good. We landed in Atlanta, and then this happens after waiting for like maybe 30-ish minutes being in the airport. We're just chilling.
Over the intercom.
Yeah, we're just chilling. Over the intercom
no. I hate those.
plays this. It is an alarm saying, I don't know if you guys can hear this. It is a intercom like with a siren noise going off, like "Mwah, mwah, mwah. May we have your attention." What does it say? I think it said like the building is under threat or something like that.
Oh my god, bro! No.
Yeah, it was like we are currently in lockdown. We are currently in lockdown. Wah, wah, wah. So that goes on for a solid 20 minutes. And there are people like walking into the airport to this. They look confused out of their mind, as we were, because we weren't told what the threat was. So that was fun. And then after that went on for like 20 minutes, we got on our flight like nothing happened, and then we made it to Tampa.
Did you ever figure out what the issue was?
I like stalked all of their social media accounts to see if there were any updates, and they never said.
Damn.
Wow.
You would think that'd be a pretty important thing to, let the people know what was happening.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I understand not wanting to like cause mass panic or anything, but like we were under like alarm for 20 minutes straight. You got to give us something out of that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane, dude. What?
Yeah, and so that was only the way there.
Did it go like south on the way back?
Well, I mean, technically we were going north, but
Okay,
but
you get it.
but it did go very south the way back. So we did our original plan, which was Orlando to Calgary, easy peasy, no problems. And then when we are about to fly back from the Calgary back to our home, the flight attendants are like, so there's a slight chance we might not be able to entirely land as intended. We might have to delay it a little bit because of the fog, which my city that I live in is one of the driest cities in Canada. So I don't know why we had fog, but we did.
So you guys just like stayed in the air, just be like, go away, fog. Go away.
Yeah. We were circling our city's airport for an hour.
What the
Oh
fuck?
my god, dude.
That's what lights are supposed to do. It's what the runway lights are for. Like, what the...
It was...
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
You cannot... Okay, so in this fog, you could not see, I think, an eighth of a mile in front of you. Which is, like, severe when it comes to, like, airports. So, we circled around for an hour.
You circled around. That's so... I'm just imagining my head. That like, sounds so stupid.
We felt pretty stupid up there, yeah. You know what was even more stupid?
What?
We didn't land in my city. We flew back.
What?
What?
We couldn't land.
No.
So we flew all the way back to Calgary, which was supposed to be an hour flight, which ended up being a 3-hour flight. We left at
Oh my-
8:30, landed at 11:30.
How do you not run out of gas to do that?
That's what I'm saying. How did we not run out? So we land, and then they're like, yo, we could probably get you another flight in like an hour. And we're like,
No.
no, you're not.
Please tell me you didn't go for it.
They ended up saying, yeah, no, that's not happening. So we looked online to book a hotel, and because of all the cancellations, they were all fully booked.
Oh my god. What did you do? Sleep in the airport?
We slept on the airport benches.
No.
And by we, I mean my brother and my dad and me for 30 minutes before I gave up and just made some Mario Maker levels because I had nothing else to do.
You're right. I mean, you can't sleep on those. Like, it's a public area. You sleep on those, you're getting robbed.
Exactly. My mom was on watch out duty, basically just like going around and making sure none of our stuff was getting nabbed. And then I was just on my Nintendo Switch making a level that I completely forgot about until I woke up and I was like, I can just replay it because I have no idea how to do it anymore. Because I was so out of it at that point. I had been up for, I think, over 24 hours at that point because my brother wouldn't let me sleep the night before because we had to share the room in Florida.
Oh, yeah. I hate doing that. I have 3 other brothers. If I have to sleep with them, oh my god,
It's
horrible.
yeah, it's. Not
I added
fun.
a little note for hotel stories at the end, but I'd like to say that I'm the terrible older brother who makes it so hardly anyone can sleep. We'll get to that.
I'm the oldest, and I'm like the easiest to sleep next to.
Oh, yeah.
At least, so I'm told. At least.
I'm apparently the absolute worst.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Wow, okay.
Considering what you do to me, I understand.
But yeah, Nate, keep going. I'm interested still. I'm invested.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so invested as well.
Yeah.
Like you're carrying this whole thing, and I'm letting.
I'm realizing now we've been recording for like almost 30 minutes. I've just been talking about one story, so I want to let you guys talk soon.
Keep going.
But it's so good. Are you guys captivated? If you guys are watching on YouTube, tell us how captivated you are.
Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear more airport stories. I'll make my own podcast. How about that? I'll just talk about the
That's
airport.
So true. Get me on.
And then
there.
you just feature us on it. We come in as a one.
Yeah, you guys will be the double featured guest. Yeah. Shoot, where was I on the story? Okay, yeah, so we were sleeping on the airport benches.
Oh yeah.
And then in the morning, they're like, okay, we have you guys a flight, 8:30. It's looking okay. There is a little bit of fog still. They said a little bit, so there's a slight chance there might be a delay. We're like, okay, delay, that's okay. I check in with my friends. I go on to Instagram, and I don't know if you guys have Instagram, but there's these new Instagram notes where like they have like a little thought bubble that stays up for 24 hours. Literally every single thought bubble is like, why is there so much fog? What's going on with the fog? Which is not what I want to see given what happened the night before.
You had service up there?
It's literally just Persona 4. I know it's like the clown joke to make here, but I'm sorry, it's just the fog.
You ruined the momentum.
It literally
it's Persona
is.
4. But yeah, so I was seeing this while we were still in the airport waiting for the flight. So I did have service because we were just chilling in the airport. And so I see everyone saying that. I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. And they're like, okay, yeah, so fog is kind of bad. We're going to need to delay an hour. So it's now like 9:30, I think the flight is. So we're like, okay,
Damn.
okay, this is fine. We're going to have to delay it another hour. Okay.
Oh
Okay,
my
it could be
God,
worse,
Yeah.
you know?
And then they're like, okay, we're going to have to delay it another hour. And we're like, dude, we could
The
we
3
could
hours.
drive there by then. But we didn't have a ride, and also taxis are Jesus Christ expensive. So that wasn't going to work.
So you stayed persistent.
We stayed persistent. Also, we got bored because we had 3 hours to spare doing nothing. It would have cost about a $20 difference if we rented a limousine than a taxi to get back to get back to my place instead of like getting a taxi because
For a limo?
yeah, for a limo, because a limo like it
That is
starts more, but
hilarious.
the rate like per time is like way cheaper than a taxi.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, so-
Interesting. Just make it. A
Yeah,
note
I
of
was
that
gonna
for
say
later.
keep that in mind.
I'm gonna
Keep
do that
in
when I go
mind.
down to LA with Novice. I'm definitely doing that when I go down to LA with Novice. I'm gonna tell him about it.
Yeah, if you guys are going for like a long time, 100% look into getting a limo because it's it might be worth it.
That's gonna make a really good vlog. I'm gonna totally vlog it, and I'll just be in the limo, be like, "Oh, I'm filthy rich up in here."
You're just trying to save money on taxis.
Oh, but nobody.
Yeah,
will
don't
know
tell
unless
them.
they
This is a
watch
Wooper Watch exclusive. Nobody leak it.
another
Hey,
exclusive.
keep
Alright,
the
sorry,
limo
sorry to
prices down.
interrupt.
Keep them down. Keep them down.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Yeah,
to
no.
interrupt. Keep going.
Feel free to interrupt me. I've been talking a lot. You guys are. It's your guys' podcast. Go ahead. But
Yeah, well, it's your guest episode to be
I mean,
fair.
you're about to get the climax of your story.
yeah.
Let's
So
finish
yeah,
it
they're
off.
like, okay, so it's now the flight is going to be 11:30. That is when the flight is going to be. It's been delayed 3 hours now, and they're like, okay.
Is this in the
Yeah,
morning?
this is in the morning, not at night.
Okay,
Night,
okay.
luckily. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna delay the flight 10 minutes, and we're like, what is the point of delaying it for 10 minutes?
Hey, 10 minutes. That's least
yeah,
it's not an
like,
hour.
at least it's not an hour, but also like, what is that gonna do? We're probably gonna end up circling in the air for a couple
What
minutes.
do you
So
need 10 minutes
like,
for?
it seemed unnecessary. And then one of the guys looked it up, and they said, yeah, after 3 delays, they give you a 10-minute delay, and if that doesn't work, they cancel your flight. So
Oh
Not the
my
3 hour
God.
ones. It's the 10-minute
yeah,
one.
it's the 10-minute one. They give you a 10 minutes grace, and then if that doesn't work, I don't know if this is just like a WestJet policy or something, but someone looked it up, and I'm gonna believe them because that's what happened. We lost our flight, and they're like, "I figure it out." So, my mom is. I hope she doesn't watch this because this might be a little bit embarrassing. She's not like being in anywhere like a Karen. She's just like genuinely really upset and like on the verge of tears, and she's like, "We've been here."
Who
Yeah.
wouldn't be? I'm with her.
I was
I
100
feel for her.
yeah, I was
Like, this is
100% with her.
horrible. The,
I'd be on the verge of committing assault.
the amount of money gone down the drain over this.
Exactly.
Like,
The
holy
amount of
shit.
chilies we had to buy at the airport because we had no other food. Like, we need to be financially compensated for that. I
Right.
mean, the chilies was good.
I would turn into
Yeah.
a Karen. I would also turn into
Yeah,
a
and she
Karen.
was just
at
like,
this
we couldn't
point.
get a hotel last night. We had to sleep. Is there any way we can like get like anything like a free flight in like a few days or something? If it doesn't work, they're like, we're sorry, we can't do anything. And she's like, dude, come on. So, we're trying to find a rental car that we can like take down back to our place because flights are not going to happen, and they are all again sold out. So we don't know what to do. We're debating like
What?
calling one of my friends who lives in Calgary and being like, "Yo, can you like drive us down? We'll pay for your gas. We'll pay for anything. Just please, we need a ride." And then this dude who we had the flights with before, who we talked to a little bit, was like, "Hey, we were able to rent a minivan." It was like him and one other dude. He's like, "Do you guys want to like hitchhike with us, just down back home?" And we're like, but.
Wow.
So
That is like the guy,
this is
dude.
the Griswolds.
It's Griswold's. Oh, my god.
I mean, okay, it's not. I'm not saying this because like you guys are irresponsible, but it's the events that are leading into everything that just makes it
Yeah,
seem like
it
a
was like-
Griswold story.
like they seem totally chill and totally nice, but we're like, given everything that's happened, we don't know if we can trust anyone right now. But turns out one of the guys who was offering us a ride, went to school with my mom's sister and knew her pretty decently. So we were like, you know what? Maybe we
Wow.
can trust you. So we ended up driving down with them.
Oh no! Did something bad happen?
I wish I could say something did for the climax of the story, but that's really where it ends. They were really chill, and we just ended
I
up
was
driving
waiting
home.
for the
And it was
flat
so-
tire.
Nobody pulled a gun out. No.
Nobody pulled the gun out. Nobody pulled out the Glock. We were A-okay. No car crash. No driving off into the ditch because of the ice on the road. No issues with the fog. We got home. We
I
were
wanted
safe.
an epic climax.
I know. I wanted to. No, I'm not gonna say I want someone to get shot for the story.
Oh my
Yeah, no, that'd be
God.
terrible.
Not
That-
regarding an airport.
But yeah, we got home safe. I got to finally see my dog after like a month without her, and it was sick. And yeah, and then the next day she had 17 teeth pulled, so she wasn't happy to see us really.
Oh.
But that was a way to welcome us back. But yeah, so
That's just,
good.
that's like a saga. How am I supposed to top this?
How do I top that? I'll just say mine briefly because I can't even top that. Yeah, I was playing Smash Bros. In the airport because our flight got delayed by 4 hours. I ended up playing Smash. We did a whole freaking tournament with a bunch of kids I knew there, and this one like couple foreign kids came in and played, and we just played Smash Brothers, and that was that. I didn't understand a thing those foreign kids were saying, but I killed all of them, and I was so good at Smash, and that's my story there because I can't top yours.
I once stayed in the TGI Fridays for 2 hours waiting for a flight to cross over. That was about it. That's the only
I've-
thing I have to add.
I've never been to a TGA Fridays, so that's pretty that's pretty different
You
from
are
my
missing
perspective.
literally nothing.
That's
I
Goodness.
mean this with literally no hyperbole. You are missing nothing.
good to know. Good to know. We will hit up the Chili's instead then.
That's a good decision.
That is a good decision.
I'm a
We
big
gotta
fan
get
of
to have a
Chili's.
birthday
So.
podcast sometime. I want to talk about Chili's. Whatever. That's off topic.
I assume we want to talk about vacations now, but man, I feel discouraged now. Like, how do I follow up on all of this?
I mean,
I-
the one thing I know we've all done is like, been to Florida. I mean, I live here, but I know
Mm-hmm.
you two have gone on vacation here a few times.
It's been like over 10 times now.
Must
I,
get all tired of all the nice, beautiful palm trees, the gorgeous beaches, the theme parks. Man, geez,
See, you
I'm
say
so tired
that,
of
but you don't know what part of Florida I'm going to. You don't know what part it is. That makes me hate it so much.
Oh, Central.
You cool if I like transition this now? We're officially transitioning.
We're just moving on.
All right, cool. Okay, so for those of you watching who got lost in the sauce somehow, we are not talking about like vacation spots we've been to after those funny airport stories that you may or may not have. So yeah, Florida is a place we've all been to. For me, Florida is miserable. I've never been to all the good spots in Florida, so this is probably why I have such a bad what's the word? I have a bad like taste for Florida. It's because I'm not gonna leak it, but like this place is just so boring. It's full of old people. The beaches are just boring. I might just not be a beach person, dude. It's like the ocean. It's boring. The only cool thing about it is that there's this like restaurant that's like right on the coast, and the food there is so good. Even not being a fish person, I love eating there. But yeah, aside from that, every time I go over there, all I want to do is like sit in my because we have like a home there because we go there all the time because of my grandpa. But like, yeah, every time we go over there, I just sit inside and I just play on my consoles or something. I know that's not what you're supposed to do, but I've been there so many times that the effect of like being on the beach and like fishing is just like worn off of me. I've done it so many times and I'm not a fan of it anymore.
I mean, living down here, I've gotten a bit tired of the beach too. Like, maybe I'll go there like once in a blue moon. I'm just kind of like just not interested anymore because of how many times I've been there. But at the same time, the
Right.
scenery is pretty.
Yeah, no, if I was there to like do projects and all that and like Nate's don't touch water video, I would totally like do shit like that. And like content wise, I'd probably like have more fun with it. But like family wise and like trying to enjoy it with family, I just never do. it always feels forced, and I always just want to be under the umbrella. But being Greg Heffley and playing my Dungeons and Dragons wizard game, I don't know what the fuck
Yep,
it was.
yeah, I've done that enough times. That's actually how my 3DS got kind of messed up because I dropped in the sand and a bit of sand got just over the touchscreen.
No.
That's hilarious.
I've been meaning to get a new 3DS system to transfer over to. I've just been stalling out on it, hoping prices drop, but I feel like I've kind of missed the boat on that.
Right. And then, yeah, when I used to go to church over there, old people groaning all the time.
This is like
I don't go to the
so
churches anymore.
non-specific. You can apply that logic to literally anywhere, and I mean anywhere in Florida except maybe Miami.
No, I know, but like when I say this place is full of old people, I mean like literally every house like in this entire like area is old people.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah,
found
that's
a
how it
single
is.
child here. And for my 10 years of coming here, not a single child, not a single person my age. It's just old people.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is miserable. I can't do it. Like, I just wish that like if I went to Florida, it would be like one of the parts that like everyone gasses up and not the old people place I go to. It is miserable. And I hope you guys actually have something good to say about Florida, because I do not.
I live here, so I'm extremely biased. Nate, you go.
Cyan, my experience is very similar to yours, but I am fortunate to be able to like go to like I said earlier, like Universal. We didn't go to Disney this time, but like when Disney was a lot cheaper, we used to go. But yeah, we always stay with my grandpa who has a house down there, and it's only old people. It's only old people that live there. They have maybe one neighbor that looks like they're below the age of 18, and that's it. It is just, it reeks of dust there. It's
Like, is this like the prime retirement home?
Yes.
Like a retirement state? Like, what is going on?
That's literally what Florida is. It's the giant beach state that everyone wants to retire to. The difference is that I just
miserable.
moved here when I was 5. That's the difference. Because here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it that, but the thing is, I live down here, so it's not like I have vacation vibes. No, we just occasionally go on a staycation once in a while to go do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If I was with like friends, I think it's just because of the fact I always go with family. And that's kind of like, look, if you guys are watching, my familia, I am sorry. I love you guys. But sometimes I can't go on vacations with you guys, all right? Sometimes it's got to be my homies, and then I'll probably have a better time and learn to appreciate it more. But when it's the same place for 10 years with the same people, with the same old people all around, I just can't. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think, like, residential Florida is, like, painful. Like, it like, I've been to Miami once or twice, and that place is, like, lovely with the lights out and stuff, but at the same time, it's,
Right.
like, this residential Florida, because I've been all around my area or whatever. The thing is that you only see people my age at the schools or walking home from school.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
that's just how it is.
It's like Nate said, it's the aesthetic I can like learn to appreciate now that I'm older. But back then, talk to me like 3 or 4 years ago, I would have hated it, and I would have had way more harsh things to say about the entirety of the state, despite only going to this one boring part of the entire state.
But, like, the theme parks are great, though. I've been to basically, I'm trying to think. I think I've hit all the big ones, like Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, like all the Disney parks, Universal.
I haven't.
You poor soul.
Yeah, I've been to most of the ones in California, but that's it.
That's also pretty sick though.
Well, I mean, that's also rad. The thing is, like, isn't California, like, where, like, everything, like, all the other versions of the theme parks are? That's like Disneyland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Disney
I thought.
World.
No,
It's the Mario
Disneyland is
3D Land
California.
and World thing.
But yeah, the thing is, like, you're either going to your theme parks in California or you're doing the ones in Florida. It's one or the other.
Yeah. But I don't know. Every time I go to Florida, it's never the cool parts. It's just that one boring area. And if somehow somebody comes up to me the next day and like tells, and they can like write a whole essay as to why Florida is like a banger state and that I'm just missing out on like all the cool stuff, like, please let me know. Please inform me, because I'm just not seeing it.
I'm going to keep it real nice and real simple. Disney 4-day park pass. You're welcome.
Okay, but
That's
anything
it.
by Disney is probably like really
Yeah,
expensive and like really
it is.
annoying
Oh,
to get into.
I'm sorry. Does a little out-of-stater not have the residential discount? Oh, golly.
No,
No,
I'm
because
so
I
sorry
don't
for
live
you.
there. I'm sorry. I live in Well, actually, I can't say that. But yeah. I'm sorry, I live in the middle of the United States.
So
But yeah, like, no joke though. It's a wonderful experience if you actually get the chance to.
We'll see. I'm probably gonna go to LA though with Novice. That's like my plan though in terms of like travel, in terms of like anything like, stuff like that to that scale. But we'll see.
Nate, what parks have you been down to?
I have been to. I think I
that's out
said
of order.
the same list that you did. Like Legoland, Busch Gardens, SeaWorld, Disney, Universal.
I forgot about Legoland. I've only been there once.
I've been to a couple Legolands.
Oh yeah, they have that in. Do they have
Wacky.
that in California? Legoland. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't go to Legoland this time either, just because like Legoland is definitely aimed more towards the younger audience, and once
It's the youngest skewed
Yeah.
demographic.
Hey, Legos can be appreciated by grown ass men like me.
I
Don't
have
wait.
so many Legos on me. It's ridiculous. I love
yeah.
Lego. But the problem is that like Lego as a brand is still targeted towards children demographically by
Yeah.
what franchises. Like
I also
you're not
have, like,
going to
nowhere
see a
to store the
30-year-old
Legos.
man buying Lego Chima. You know?
exactly. Listen,
Oh, dude, I still have a Lego Chima like wait, I forgot the main character's name. I still have like a giant like figure of him. So that's cool. Hey, sorry to interrupt. Whatever you were saying.
no, yeah, the I strongly believe Legoland could be a huge contender in terms of other like theme parks, but unfortunately they've just kind of like found their demographic, which is fair enough. Most of the audience is younger, but 100%, I think they could definitely lean more into like the adult or teenager audience and get a like they could kill it for sure.
Lego Family
Lego
Guy.
Family
Isn't
Guy.
that
Let's
what the
get it.
Discovery Center is for? There's like a whole thing. I think it's called the Lego Discovery Center. That's basically like a bunch of like large scale models. And stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are so cool.
I've
to look
never
at.
been there, but I've wanted to go for one for so long.
They're so cool. You should look at them.
I should.
So, Mystic, you said you've been to all the theme parks. I'm curious as to which one is usually like your favorite out of the like the main ones.
Don't sacrifice for me this, but like I'm gonna say Busch Gardens.
Okay, that I totally am like that's a top 3 for me. I think Busch Gardens is super
The
underrated.
thing is, I have gotten a season pass there. I bought a season pass for myself just to go with my friends. That's literally it.
Explain what a Busch Gardens is for uninformed peasants like myself.
Okay, so imagine a theme park, but like scrap most of the actual like theming, and just have it be like a ton of roller coasters.
Oh, I think I have one of those actually nearby.
It's Africa themed. It has like a ton of like zoo animals for some
I
reason.
think I might actually have one of those nearby.
I'm pretty sure if
Is there a second location?
Maybe. Maybe it's not that. And
so like SeaWorld is obviously like based around like the ocean and stuff, and Busch Gardens is basically it's like
Land.
zoo meets amusement park. I'm a big fan of the Busch Gardens for sure.
It's
I
very
might be
fun.
thinking of a place in Omaha then that I've been to.
I do not care all too much about like the actual zoo stuff, but dude, I'll ride Montu any
Oh,
day
yeah.
of the week. I don't care. That ride is
Fuck
great.
the animals. I'm riding the rides.
Pretty much, yeah. Screw the animals. Get out
No,
of my face.
but here's the thing. So since my mom is in a wheelchair, if you're in a wheelchair, they cannot get you on the rides through the regular lines. So they give you this yellow sheet of paper and they give you like a time to come back, and they're like, okay, just go look around the park for like an hour. So instead of waiting in the lines, you can go look at the lions. You can go get lunch. It's sick. So we very much so enjoyed the animals
That's
there.
very useful. That's actually kind of sick.
It is. There are accommodations for people who like can't manage in the lines realistically is top tier, and it's the same for SeaWorld too.
That's some good stuff. Like I know Disney has line shortcuts because we did go one of my mom's friends who was currently in like an electric one at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to take like the side route. It was so weird being able to just like skip most of the line because they basically just let you go in the fast pass lane,
Yeah.
like without any charge. We're just like, what? It's so weird. I love it.
Mm-hmm. We when we were in
No.
Universal, wait, sorry, was it?
No, you go.
Okay. Also when we were in Universal, they had 2 huge new rides both had like 200-minute wait times. Like I think it was the Velocicoaster, which is like the Jurassic Park one, obviously.
Oh god, that one's fun.
That's like a top 3 for me at the moment. And then they had the Hagrid motorcycle one from Harry Potter, and any Harry Potter ride is gonna have like a 300-minute wait. We rode it 3 times because we just got to skip the line because my mom's in a wheelchair.
Oh my god.
It was sick. It was awesome.
Actually, on the topic of Universal, I just want to say there is no better park food than the Simpsons donuts.
Oh,
nothing will beat them.
yes.
I have gone there twice, and the thing is, I have bought so many Simpsons donuts from that place. It's unbelievable. Like one day, I literally just like broke off from the group to go eat lunch just because I wanted a donut.
That is fair.
I've been there twice, but like each time, I've always gotten a donut on the ride home, because like they're so good. Like I don't even like strawberry donuts that much, but for some reason they just hit different. Probably because they're so big.
Yeah, they're putting something in there that is just like, it might be crack. We don't know, but it is.
I was
like,
gonna say it might be crack.
It is so addictive. They also.
It's a problem.
Sorry, you go.
Oh, I was just saying it's a problem. It's just that good.
Mm-hmm. They, I think, one restaurant. I'm not sure. In Simpsons, they just kind of have like this giant food court thing, and at the chicken place, they have a chicken and waffles burger. And oh my god, that was one of the best meals I've had in my life.
Oh, actually, on the topic of the Simpsons food court, I don't think I've ever told anybody online about how I lost my wallet at Universal.
Oh.
So basically, what happened here? Okay, this is another long story, but basically, I was on there on a school field trip. I was with there with a bunch of my friends. We kind of split into 2 groups at this point. I'm not gonna say names, but basically, one of them is both of them. I was sticking with the 2 of them, and the thing is that me and Tiny, I'll just call him Tiny. Basically, we grabbed burgers like from the Krusty Burger. We're like blitzing over. It's like we have just enough time for me to ride this ride and go. It was the Jimmy Fallon one. I didn't know we were allowed to bring our stuff on that ride, so I left it with them.
Oh.
And I slid my wallet in on the top of my backpack, which is one of those like hatch ones that's like, it's like a one singular like seatbelt buckle clip that like flips open the top.
Yeah.
But what happened though is because I had so much stuff in there, I gave them my burger and so I was like, I'll eat it after the ride. You guys just go. The thing is like I went on there and I couldn't find them. They moved spots when I got back.
Oh no.
I looked around everywhere. I couldn't find them, so I'm panicking. It's about like time. Park is closing. I don't know where any of my stuff is. They're not there. My burger's not there. I just got off the ride because I told one of my grandparents that I'd ride it because she really liked the ride or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it before I left, so it was like a last minute thing. Thing is though, is that like they're gone. So I apparently they say they're in the same spot, but I think they moved just close by and I just didn't notice them. Because I had to ask a random person for the time. I didn't even have my phone.
Oh god.
Because I left it in my bag. So I'm sprinting over to the meeting spot. I get there. Here's the thing. Almost everyone else from all the classes groups, except for a few people who show up not too long after. Yeah, they're the only ones missing. They're not picking up calls. No, nothing. So the thing is, I didn't realize till I got back and started going through my bag or whatever just to make sure everything was there. My wallet was gone. My favorite nice neon green Hurley wallet, gone. Apparently, it probably fell out at some point. Because I asked them, where the heck did it go? And they're getting all defensive stuff. We literally don't know. And then the bigger one, he hands me this $50 Visa gift card. He's like, I literally told him that I had $50 in that wallet. Or I was like, I feel terrible, even though I wasn't holding the bag. I was with it the whole time. I should have noticed. And it's it paid me back and all, but at the same time, I still miss that wallet. So that sucks.
That is rough. I've lost something before in a theme park, and I know the panic that you felt with that. But that's really good that you were able to get that back. The $50 though, at least.
You know what the worst part was though? The burger was cold.
No.
I literally got the deluxe bacon burger and everything. So the thing is, I was so mad, and I was probably gonna have to throw it out before we got on the bus. So my chemistry teacher, who was also my homeroom teacher, or whatever, she was like, "You don't have to eat it that fast." And here I am, scarfing it down like a monster. I was hangry. I was you know how an animal, you just feel it whips it around in the air, rips it to pieces. I was basically ripping through, actually backing my head backward to rip it out of the bun.
Just ravaging it.
I was that hungry. I didn't even use ketchup. I just sprayed 1 packet of mustard on there and just went off on it. I was that mad. I was genuinely steamed.
I do not blame you at all.
I will say though, I beat it was either this or another field trip, but I beat Celeste on the way back on the bus, and it was that was the great game. Really, really changed my perspective on the situation.
That's
But yeah, it's like, oh my god, brutal.
So that's an insane story, and I don't mean to like just immediately switch to mine, but I have a very similar story if I'm allowed to tell it.
Go ahead, man. We're just kind of going
All
off
right.
today.
I lost so when me and my brother were younger and we didn't have good like attention spans, or else we just like start screaming when we were like in the lines for Disney World and all that. We brought our DSs to satiate us while we had to wait in line, and
You didn't lose it. Oh my god, if you say you lose it, I'm gonna fly over to Canada and I'm gonna make sure you never come on a podcast.
I didn't lose the DS, but
Really?
I lost all of my games.
All of them?
I lost about probably somewhere between 8 and 16 games.
Please, 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 please tell me there weren't any Pokemon games in there.
I don't want to lie. It was my 3DS at the time, so it was X and Y.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is still
it's all
upsetting,
good.
but-
All good. You're good.
I just,
But
oh, that hurts.
okay, so I still haven't asked my parents how this happened, but I probably should. But we lost it probably a week before Christmas, and then like it was one of the first days we were there, and so the only game I had left in my DS was like Mario Party for the 3DS, and
Of
I
course
just
it was
replayed that
Island
constantly.
Tour of all games, dude.
I know.
Of all games to keep.
Yeah, so that's all I had, and that's all that I played for a week. And then on Christmas Day, I woke up to those games underneath my tree.
Aw, that's kind of sweet.
So we ended up getting them all back. Like they were actually our games. Like they weren't like rebought or anything. They were like the same ones. So
Thank God, dude.
which yeah, because I still play some of those games to this day. So I'd be crushed if I didn't have them. I think I had Tomodachi Life in there, and that is my main 3DS game at the moment. So losing that would be upsetting.
I have so much DS stuff to catch up on, but I also have so much Switch stuff to catch up. Ah, God.
All right, I'm gonna put a pin right here because first off, I haven't talked for like 15
Go ahead.
minutes.
Go off.
Yeah, for sure.
And secondly, we've gone so off the deep end that I'm going to be the man who stands in the. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm going to get us back on topic. I will be steering the ship back to the topic of this.
Well,
podcast.
to be fair, it was on topic. I do have the theme park note here.
No, we've been talking about theme parks for 20 minutes.
Well, there's a lot to cover. It's fun stories.
Okay,
It's a fun
but
stories podcast.
do you want it to be an airport one? Do you want it to be a vacation one? You're not being clear with me. Oh my god. Okay, I'm talking. I'm sorry, Dad. I
You
don't
go
wanna
first. Go.
talk.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Montana. I haven't been here for a decade, but the one time I was here was probably, if I were to like pick a point in my life when I could be like, yeah, what was like some substantial growth that you had in your life? And I would say I did have some major growth, in terms of like being more open and talking to people, but like. In terms of like one of the most major times in my life, I would have to say it would be this like trip to Montana here. I don't remember what time it was, but it was like winter over there. Basically, we were going there to do skiing. Now, I've never done skiing before this. I didn't even understand the concept of skiing before this. I just know we were going to do it, and I was like a little baby trying to do it. And I was terrified. Like, we were practicing on little like inclines, and it wasn't scary. But then like our instructor or whatever, who was like teaching us how to do it, like showed us like the thing we were going to like, what is it, the conveyor belts or whatever, like the thing you would like ride on to get to all the way to the top of the mountain. She like pointed to that, and I was like, dear God. Like,
Oh, you mean the hanging things?
like I was terrified, like just the thought of me like going on there. And like I like there was points of it where like I was gonna be on the verge of tears. Like we were like it was before I even got on it. I was like too scared to even like imagine myself going onto it. Like I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like a fear of heights, because I'm not really
I was
scared
gonna
of
say,
that.
you don't
It's
seem like a guy who'd be scared of heights.
yeah, it's not really that. I think it's just like the fear of just being lifted up so high without like, because like if I'm like standing on a platform and it's like super high from the ground, that wouldn't be a problem. But it's the fact I'm like being like carried, you know, because you're sitting on like a chair and the chair is being carried all the way up to the mountain. That's what terrified me. And having my legs just like dangle out, you know, like worried that my shoe's gonna fall off or some shit. And the fact that like the skis are like attached to your feet too, like I was like, oh no, the ski's gonna get like stuck or something, I'm just gonna fall out. Like Yeah, I'm not scared of heights. It's the fact that my legs were dangling out. That's what scared me the most.
You know what?
At
I
least
could see
that's what I like to
that.
think.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, that's totally
But
fair.
yeah. But yeah, we were prepping like the day before and like to do that, and then we had some like hot cocoa, and the instructor like sat me down, was just like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay," and I'm like, "No, it's not." Like I don't really cry usually anymore, but like, oh man, I couldn't help it. I was like, "No, I don't want to go on it," but we did go on it, and oh man, it was nuts. We started out on a lower level, so it wasn't as bad. But then when we got to the highest level, like I was like, oh man, I was so sad. But then I went down at one time and I was like the dumbest smile on my face. I was like, oh my God, I am literally Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I was like, yo, look at me go. And I was like going around crazy. I was like dodging shit too. There was like a lot of trees. I don't know why they made us go down it, but there was like a shit ton of trees. But I was like going past them all and I was like cutting corners and all that. And I was like, oh, I'm so good at this. And I like had the dumbest smile on my face. And just like, oh my God, it's so crazy. Like how I was just scared at one point. And now it's like one of the coolest things I've ever done. And I wish I could do it again. But yeah, that's my story.
Never been
about
skiing.
Montana.
That is
I think skiing will
inspirational.
be fun.
Oh, thank you. I could also
Lovely.
talk about the cabin stuff, but I don't want to go on forever.
No, I feel like each of us had a long tangent. I feel like it's your turn, if anything.
I mean, go ahead,
I
man.
mean, all right, okay. So outside of all the skiing stuff, we had this cabin. Like it's like a traditional cabin. There's like a fireplace and everything. Like it was the most traditional. Like it was so bad. Also the winter. Like we had the car like wouldn't move anymore. Like. It was weird. I forgot what happened. It was so long ago. But we had to like push the car all the way over to the log cabin at one point. It was so bad. But yeah, it's a traditional log cabin. We got to sit next to the fire multiple times. I remember vaguely like watching the Pokemon Black and White Victini movies a lot during this time.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that, but that's something I did do there.
It was on Netflix for a while.
Well, no, the Netflix wasn't as popular back then. This is like very, very young me. I had the DVD, bro.
Oh.
Yeah. I brought it with me because I was like, oh, this is going to help me through it, right? Help me through the trauma. Or not trauma, but what I thought would be trauma.
Victini movie to cope.
Exactly.
V is for victory or something or other.
Or something. But yeah, I did that. There was also a point when like the log cabin or whatever got like, we couldn't open the door up because there was too much snow. Like it was crazy. This is the most traditional like log cabin you can get. Like there was electricity and stuff, but that was kind of it. But yeah, that was that. I guess that's the whole Montana story now. I guess I'll just leave it at that.
I've always wanted to go on like a cabin like that. Those always seem so cozy, but my parents are very like not camping or cabin type people. We're very like get a hotel.
Yeah.
I've gone
No,
camping
I don't like
a few
camping either.
times.
Like I'm sorry. I know I sound stupid when I say this. I couldn't live without Wi-Fi. Like, especially as a YouTuber.
That's
okay,
fair.
like giving it like I don't know if it's a good enough excuse, but I feel like I need to be in the know, especially for this podcast, the news and all that. Like, we
Yeah.
have to be in the know. We're too like ingrained. But like cabin is like it's a good mixture. It's to get both the out there nature wildlife while also still being connected. I think that's important to me if we're going out on a vacation like that. But yeah, I would like to do one of those with like the homies. That'd be awesome.
You know, the thing is, I've been camping a lot of times, but it's mostly due to like Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts back in the day when I used to do that. So I don't really think that counts as a vacation.
You would seem like a Boy Scout.
I was gonna say he gives us
Wow!
such Boy Scout vibes. Oh my God. Okay.
Wow, seriously, you guys have been harboring this for years
I have a
now?
brother who's a Boy Scout. I know what he's like. I know what
I
they're
quit
like.
ages ago, though. Too much time for too little reward.
Oh my God. It's a badge of honor. You can put that shit in your resume.
I just want to say that I quit literally just before the entire like troop we had started rapidly spiraling downwards. So I got out at the best time.
Oh
You're
God.
lazy.
Everybody
I'm-
who was actually carrying transferred out, and all the like leadership basically retired, and then membership went down to almost nobody showing up to meetings anymore.
Oh,
COVID
God.
basically killed it.
That makes sense.
Oh,
yeah.
this is recent. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is real recent.
I wait. How old do Boy Scout? I don't even know if we have Boy Scouts in Canada. so I don't really know anything about them. How old do they usually go
This
to?
is an American exclusive thing?
Yeah, it's Boy
No
Scouts
way.
of America. It pretty much goes up till the end of high school, I think.
Really?
But I'm pretty sure most people finish before the end of high school, so,
Yeah.
you know.
My brother started when he was like 12.
Yeah, I started back in elementary school. I went through the entirety of Cub Scouts, and then I got to Boy Scouts. I'm like, this is too different, and this is no longer fun.
Well, you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to go through challenges. You're supposed to grow from it, Mystic.
Well, yeah, but it went from I'm having fun doing these things to I don't really care for anybody here, and the whole spirit of fun is basically gone.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know who? Okay, this is why I thought you were a Boy Scout. I had to look up his name. You remind me a lot of Russell from Up.
Oh my god,
Oh my
dude,
god!
no!
Yes, dude, he literally looks like Russell too. Oh my god!
I haven't
He
watched
literally looks
Up in
just like
years.
Russell.
I do not!
Oh my god!
What's the correlation?
Oh my god! He looks just like him.
There's no correlation!
I'm done with this.
Just make him ginger, and then you got it.
No!
Oh my god,
it
he
doesn't
looks
even
just like
know.
Russell.
It doesn't match at all!
Oh my god, Nate, I love you. Thank you for mentioning. I'm holding that over his head forever.
I literally don't! Well, there's
I-
no correlation!
I apologize, Mystic. I was not aware of what I've created.
You're not coming back again.
That's not the reason I was thinking he was a Boy Scout, but man, I'm never getting that out of my head.
You are the
He looks
worst!
just like him. He looks just like him.
I mean, while we're on the topic of Boy Scouts, do y'all want to just transition to more natural vacation, so to speak?
Sure.
I don't know what that has to do with Boy Scouts, but all right.
I mean, you know, like
I know you're
camping.
trying to transition, but the transition, whatever. Move on. I can't stop laughing.
My God.
The image is stuck in my head. I'm going to make that edit. I'm putting it in the thumbnail. You can't stop
You're
me.
the worst. But anyway, yeah, so after a quick Cub Scouts, we kind of needed, like, a new version of getting out into the wilderness or whatever. So we kind of just changed course for, like, family vacations from let's go hit, like, the national monuments to let's instead go hit, like, all the national parks that we can. Like, I've been to, like, a ton of them. Probably my favorite so far, though, is the Grand Canyon and, like, the Mighty Five, that sort of area. Like, I've been to Yellowstone and stuff, but, like, nothing beats the Grand Canyon.
Despite living a state across from the Grand Canyon, I have not been to the Grand Canyon. And it's funny because I know a couple of Discord friends over there. They're just like, hey, you should come over and visit us. And I still have yet to do that.
I mean, park fare is pretty cheap. Most you're paying for is gas in a hotel.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad. It's just money.
While you're
But
there, by the way, hit Zion National Park. It's really good.
Well, I'm not much of a park guy, but I'll see.
I'm not
I'll
either,
check
but
it
I
out.
enjoy the scenery and I enjoy the walks.
I feel like a lot of these trips, though, at least for me, like, because I've barely been on vacations with any of the homies. I want to do that so badly. I feel like any vacation, like, I've hated in the past would ultimately get, like, 20 times better if I was with some friends.
yeah.
And I wish I had the opportunity to do that more. Maybe this year, though. Maybe this year. The year just started. That's going to be my New Year's resolution, even though we're, like, 3 weeks in.
Took you 23 days to find that out.
Yeah!
But yeah, Nate, what were you going to say?
So you went to Yellowstone like right before it, like, was it a flood that hit? or
Literally,
something?
like, exactly a week before the flooding.
Oh my! You should have went a week later. That would have been
Exactly
such
a
a better story for the podcast, dude.
The thing is, though, is we all got like pretty darn sick like after we left Yellowstone. We hit this town, Cody, Wyoming, but like we were going to the second half of I think it's the National Forest right next to it or whatever. Thing is, though, is that we got pretty darn sick like just beforehand. We basically got better just before we had to fly out.
Oh man!
Like it was a literal miracle of recovery. But like we all got like really really sick. So we were basically stuck in this like I don't think it was like an Airbnb or whatever, because it wasn't like bread and breakfast or whatever. But we basically rented out like this very, very, very small like house, not almost like a condo, yeah. But basically, the problem is though is that we were basically like all just stuck there because most of us were like super sick and snotty and stuff.
yeah.
But the thing is, I caught it in Yellowstone. I was like stuck in the car the whole time. But when we got to the next place, everybody else was so sick before we were gonna fly out that I was basically the one doing everything. So it was like a nightmare second half of that vacation. So there's your funny podcast story.
We were all dying in
I
Yellowstone.
don't know. Nothing's beating the Russell.
Oh my god. hate you.
I'm sorry. I'm holding that over. I need something to hold over your head, okay? Like, I've had enough abuse. I'm standing up.
Waffle House, Waffle House, Waffle House.
Russell.
Oh wait, what am I
Russell.
missing with the Waffle House thing? What's this?
Oh, it was from the episode.
You didn't watch the
prom
food tier
moment.
list?
Oh,
Prom
okay,
moment.
okay, I understand now. I forgot. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
For TLDR, for people who are wondering, me and Mystic are bitchless. There'll be an episode for that specifically.
there will be.
But
It's only a
but
matter
yeah,
of weeks.
oh my god.
yeah.
It's a sad, miserable life. Except I made it worse for myself by sharing my Waffle House story.
Yep.
So yeah.
Trust me, I've got my own story saved for the Valentine stuff, and that's probably just as heartbreaking. But like, here's the thing though: is did y'all have like any other like nature vacations, or is that really just me?
Nah, I'm sorry. I'm too stuck in my phone. Like I hate myself. I'm well aware of it, but like I just cannot separate myself from my online life. God, I sound so stupid. People are gonna take this out of context and just be like, "Wow, Cyan is so engrossed in social media. And he's a horrible person. He doesn't touch grass." But
This
yeah.
darn generation
I
of
mean-
new phones.
Yeah, sorry. They're darn Zoomers.
I
All right,
basically
Nate, what were you gonna say?
survived. Like Yellowstone has no signal up there except for like 3G that loads almost nothing.
God.
Let's just say Apple Arcade is like goated because I mostly played Tycho the entire time on my phone. You know, the rhythm game.
That's the drum
that
one, right?
carried my gaming needs. Yeah, the drum
Yeah.
one. Yeah, there's a really good Apple Arcade version. Saved me out there.
I
But like, yeah. Oh yeah. You go.
I have one recent nature vacation thing. We in again Alberta. We have what is basically I think kind of our version of Yellowstone. Maybe not quite as cool, but it's just like it's this place called Banff, Banff, and it is known as like Canada's best camping spot, Canada's best place to just like go and be outdoors. And like if you look it up, there's all these photos of like the water is so bright blue and clear and all this stuff. And the one day we go, we have rain and gray clouds, so we can't get that like perfect photo of all the water in the background looking so nice and clear and all the animals and stuff. So that was my awesome experience with the best nature spot in Canada, a gloomy, dark mountain with some cloudy water in the background. That's all I have to show for it, pretty much.
I mean, I can tell you things I want to do, but I've never actually. Like I've mentioned already, I'm gonna go with the LA trip with Novice, hopefully, for the Mario movie and Mario amusement park. I definitely want to vlog it, and then I want to go to New York so badly for the Nintendo.
I've been there. I've been
specifically.
there.
I know. I want to like do something stupid in front of the big monitor where all like the big Smash reveal hype, like reaction trailers are shown. I just want to be like, bro, I'm there. This is where the guy like threw his like Geno plush somewhere. I don't know.
The thing is, though, is what's really hysterical about New York is that I was like really young at the time. I still have all the photos from then. I still have the T-shirt and the plush that I bought. I kept everything. I think I even still have the bag I was wearing in those photos that kind of got a little beat up over the years. Thing is, though, it was like a magical experience. Like, oh my god, it's the thing. It's the thing that I know. It was like a magical experience for little me, genuinely.
It's so funny because like from what little I've seen, it's funny because like every store I go to, they have like no amiibos, but you go to the Nintendo store, they have like all the rare ones just casually chilling there. And
Pretty
I'm
much.
just like, oh, it's hilarious. And yeah, I don't know if you want to count this, but my parents were like going birthday shopping for me while I was over there, my dad and my brother. And they were like, they turned on their face cam because they were like calling me. They're just like, hey, what do you want from here? I'm like, what the fuck? like, why can't I be there?
Brutal.
No, but it was cool. I got, I'm looking at my amiibos right now. I'm trying to remember. I could talk about the history of like all these amiibos and collecting them, honestly.
I feel like that's a podcast for
it was
itself.
It's the Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Snake amiibos. My parents got me that one. I also got I think you've seen it in a couple videos. I wore it in the Salmon Run video. I have the Grisco hoodie I got from New York. And it's not shown in my videos because it's on a wall where you can't see it, but I have a Luigi's Mansion 3 poster. So yeah, that's that's what I got from New York without being in New York.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say a solid Nate hasn't been there, right?
Not to New York, no.
It's a cool place.
It's on my bucket list.
Man, but it's so scary though. It's so scary though. Like aside from the Nintendo store and like taking some funny shots. Oh, as well as like that one Spider-Man 2 shot where he's like doing a backflip and his like web shooters and electro and like, oh my god, I love that. I love that scene so much. But yeah, like I don't see myself doing much there though. And considering just how like hectic the main area is, I don't know.
It's New York. I feel like it's one of those places that's like, it's a good idea to go there for a day, maybe two, just to look around and see everything and get it off your bucket list, have a good time. Because, like, I was, like, right down in front of the Statue of Liberty. That was crazy and all. But, like, I don't think I could see myself staying there for a full vacation. But a footnote in a longer one, like what I did, was, yeah, that was cool.
Right. I'd rather do that with LA.
For sure.
I mean, I haven't been to Los Angeles or whatever. Like, I've been to Vegas.
There's a shit ton to do down there. I mean, for one, the fact that the Mario movie shit, the Mario amusement park is opening up there. Like, there's so much shit going down there, even outside of Nintendo. Oh, not to mention all, like, the cool, like, voice actors and, like, actors in general are just all over there. Everybody's down there. Like, it's crazy. So, especially if there's a con going on, which I plan to go over there for Anime Impulse next year. I'm hoping. I'm still figuring that out. Dude, it's crazy. All the crazy shit's happening down there.
I mean,
I was able to go to LA, like probably when I was like around like 10, and like we did go to Disneyland. We went to the Universal Hollywood, but like the main thing that I remember is just like going down the Hollywood Walk of Fame with like all the stars and stuff. That was like surreal. Seeing like. Okay, this is gonna be cringe. I used to watch Ellen DeGeneres with my mom all the time. Just like standing on that star.
Oh my god!
It was like,
no.
I mean, things change. Things change.
But like back then, I was like, mom, look, and like we like took a photo by it and all that, and it was like, oh, it was surreal.
Ellen
It's
DeGeneres.
It's the fish from Nemo.
DeGeneres.
Fish from Nemo.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it was yeah. That was Hollywood Walk of Fame was like a go-to spot on like my bucket list. I had a bucket list when I was 10. I'm thinking ahead. It was on there. So
No, I mean, as soon as like you have the moment, or this could be a podcast discussion in itself, but like as soon as like you have that realization in your mind where you're just like, oh, I'm alive and I can think. Like, you know, when you're a baby, you're not like thinking much, but then like there's this like I remember so specifically the moment where I like realized that just like, whoa, I am living. And that's oh my god, this is a podcast. I could like literally go off and just like how I like realized that I was alive.
I mean, I realized that because all
like,
my actual memories date back to specifically playing on my DS, so that may be a problem.
Mine was being outdoors, believe it or not, but I'm gonna save that for another episode. But yeah, it's like as soon as you're like alive and like free thinking, that's when your bucket list starts to form. And it only gets bigger and bigger until you realize you're never gonna accomplish half of that.
I've been to Vegas though. I actually technically gambled in Vegas.
oh,
That's
Basically,
hilarious.
what I did is my mom.
Mans thought it was the cranky guy.
But yeah, what's the thing is though is that basically, my mom she does like to gamble. It's not an addiction. I think it's like a fun thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was just there and I'm like, okay, mom, I'm gonna be real with you straight. You're gonna go on one of these machines. I'm gonna give you $20. When I tell you to stop, you stop. First spin, we go over by like $3. Immediately spends it all and doesn't hear when I tell her to stop. I wanted to say that I went over in Vegas. I just wanted to say it. But no. Stolen from me because of the law. You know?
You know what I'm thinking? This is actually just a cover up. This is like the Breaking Bad thing. This is just a cover up for your meth empire.
What?
Have you not seen Breaking Bad?
No, I don't know how it correlates.
Fake fan. Okay. Anyway, there's this bit where like Walter has to like eventually his secret gets out, but like him and his wife are like lying about it and be like, "Oh, we got a shit ton of money through gambling." And now it's like the whole story they go through for like most of the entire like Breaking Bad thing until like the thing is eventually revealed and all that. But like, yeah, that's what you're doing right now. You're just covering up your meth.
I literally just said I lost it all immediately.
Oh, never
Clearly
mind.
your
So-
meth
okay,
isn't
sorry.
working out then. You got to get a better dealer or something.
Yeah.
My God, watch Breaking Bad. You guys are fake fans.
I'm not even considered a
like 2
fan at
episodes.
all.
God.
Actually, speaking of Vegas, though, I do have a hotel story from being in Vegas. I think it was in this was in Vegas.
It's more
Basically,
gambling.
what happened is that if something funny happens in a hotel room, for some reason I cannot stop laughing about this. This has happened twice, by the way. I'll talk about the Yellowstone half in a sec. But what happened is that I don't remember the exact circumstances that led to it. But my dad managed to get himself locked outside of the door in the hallway in his underpants. I don't remember.
Why are you
Oh.
outside in the hallway in your
I think he was getting
underwear?
towels from the bathroom or something. But the thing is that what he didn't realize that the door locked behind him. So,
Oh.
he freaks out. He's like banging on the door trying to get back in when he realizes what's happening. So it's like we're all laughing at him from inside the hotel room.
You don't help him out?
You guys
He's
are
like,
assholes.
Dude, help! I don't have pants on. So I'm like walking slow, doo 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 doo. Like looking at
You're
him to
an
the
ass-
people. He's
Nah,
like looking
nah,
like
I'm not
both
laughing.
sides
You're
down
an
the
asshole.
hallway. The thing is, we eventually let
You're
him in,
an
but it
ass.
just be like he starts laughing immediately after getting inside, realizing the absurdity of it all. So, but here's the catch. The entire rest of the night, none of us could fall asleep because I'd randomly start laughing. And then my mom would start laughing, and then everyone would start laughing again over the whole experience and the reaction. Like, it kept bouncing
God.
back and forth and back and forth. We didn't fall asleep for like 2 hours because we kept laughing.
Guys are dicks.
The thing is,
awesome.
it wasn't like entirely intentional at all. I was just taking a while because he didn't say that he didn't have his pants on until after I got and like looked at the peephole or whatever. So it's like that. It's like it was just like a moment of dramatic effect. It was amazing. Not the first time either. In Yellowstone, the first night they had us situated basically right next to the stairs in the center room. So the whole night he was like dump 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 dump, up and down. So what we started doing is we go help me like up against the wall. But the thing is, this was so funny that we kept laughing. The same thing happened. We kept going, help me! Like, but here's the funnier part. Eventually, the people above us got fed up and started stomping on the floor.
What?
They're basically telling us to shut up. The thing is that made things worse. We started laughing louder because of the whole absurdity of it. And eventually, this results on us getting a knock on our door. So we're like all like freaking out. So my dad, who, you know, in like a tank top and his undies, goes up to the door, like slides it open a little bit. And there's like two like big security guards outside.
Oh my God.
And we're like, sir, we've had a noise complaint here. Can you please quiet it down? He's like, oh yeah, we're just a family for having a good time. You know what happens next? He opens the door slightly more and gestures inside. He's like, say hi, kids. I'm like, I try to sound like as like young as possible because I'm 16. My voice, you know, like
Say hi,
voice is
kids.
already driving around. So I'm like, hi, hello. So I was like trying to play it off so hard. It's like, yeah, we'll be quiet. We get it. Shut the door. Wait about 5 minutes, so they're like walking away. Immediately burst out in laughter again.
Oh my God.
We eventually calmed down, but it's like now whenever we're like in like an unforced noise, we'll go like help me as like a little reference to it. It's so good, dude.
I don't want to be in a hotel with you guys. Like, oh my God. I don't want to be anywhere near or in the situation.
Yeah, that's entirely on me because I'll just start laughing again and it just bounces. It's catastrophic. You know how everyone says check under the cushions at hotels?
Oh no.
So basically, there's this place called Coco Key in Orlando. I'm not even saving the name. I'm throwing it out there. Never go there. The first time we went there, whatever, it's like, we go there. It's like, we went there because there's like a water park and stuff. We were going to like I think it was a theme park or something. But outside of the water park in the back When we got to our first room, we were like about to settle down. Parents check underneath one of the couch cushion things. Bugs.
Oh.
Bugs everywhere.
Yeah. The bed bugs have
Not
come
even
to
bed
bite.
bugs. We have no idea what I think there was like bugs of various shapes and sizes.
A new species.
It was like a genuine contamination zone.
The new species.
Yeah, the thing is, it was like messed up. And then we eventually got another room, which was thankfully bug-free, but we were on edge the entire trip. We made a very blunt complaint about it, and they gave us a free trip. And even then, the hotel isn't that great. Like, it was fine, and I think we used the free trip if memory serves. But they had all the water park stuff shut down, so there was, like, nothing interesting about the place anymore.
Come on.
But, like, that one memory, I try to repress of all those bugs and stuff, and just seeing my dad say, do not enter the room. Do not enter the room. It scares me.
See, we have
That's
never
hilarious.
we always check under the pillows and, like, in the blankets. We have not checked under the mattress yet. We will be doing that from now on. We will definitely be, yeah, that's...
It wasn't the mattress, it was, like, the pillows on the top of the mattress.
That's probably a good idea.
Though I would say check the mattress anyway. That's probably a good idea.
Just check the entire bed. Heck, like move it out of the position it's currently in. Make sure
Yeah.
there's like nothing under it either. Just disassemble the whole bed. Do the what's his face? The Mike Ehrmantraut scene where he's like looking for the tracker or whatever. Just do that.
Deep cleanse.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah, I'd say. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we're missing here? Oh, I have one more story that I don't think will go anywhere else. New Orleans.
Ooh, another
New
story.
Orleans. I was there once. Parents went there for, like, their honeymoon ages ago or whatever. Back when it was a really nice place, but it kind of went to absolute garbage over the years. Like, it's not very well kept anymore. It's really bad. But I will always remember almost coming back to the hotel room or whatever. We were, like, on the way back to it. And then just randomly from across the street, some guy yells, "I got edibles! Who wants some edibles?" You know, like drugs.
What does that mean?
The thing is, this is just stuck around just, "I got edibles!" Just some guy just yelling that across the street to, we don't know who, but we just heard it. And for some reason, it became a running gag through the entire trip that somebody's got edibles.
Somebody's got
edibles. And that was pretty much like the running gag the rest of that trip. But yeah, don't go to New Orleans, everybody. You're welcome.
Unless you're looking for free edibles, apparently.
Apparently, if you want free edibles, go to New Orleans.
He's got them.
You want free edibles?
He's got edibles.
Do you want to end that on that?
I think that's
Free
a great
edibles?
spot.
Like and subscribe for edibles, guys.
Well, if you guys subscribe and like and share and do all the stuff you'll do, no matter where you're listening to this podcast, you will be receiving free edibles in your
So true.
mailbox.
Actually, Nate, do your own little outro first, if you want.
What should I say?
Plug
I'll
yourself.
plug myself.
Go on.
Yo,
Just plug yourself.
you can find me literally everywhere using just N8McKay26. That is spelled N8MCKAY26. On Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Don't follow my Twitter, but you can if you want. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been an honor. And talk to you guys later.
It's been a great time.
Yeah.
Definitely in the top 2 podcasts we've ever done with a guest.
I am very honored.
But, that's
one of two.
wow. 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Top
Top
2.
2.
Good streak you guys got going on.
Okay, that very funny comment there. End
Okay,
the podcast.
fine. You all know the drill as per usual. Make sure to like and subscribe. And hey, if you're on Spotify, make sure to drop us a good rating. I'd appreciate it. And also, you can, drop a follow too on there. And for the YouTube people who want to listen on Spotify, link is always in the description, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Everyone's socials are linked in the description. Please go give my guy Nate a subscribe, a like, a view,
Yes,
etc. Go check him out. He's a great dude. We've done a lot of stuff together. Just go check him out.
He has more subs than us, though.
I've been
I don't
falling
know.
off as
Should
of
we be
recent.
gassing
Yes,
him up?
please follow. Please.
I mean,
Oh
we
my
were
God.
talking after his stream like the other day about how it hasn't been growing.
I have been losing an average of 3 to 4
So-
followers a day.
Oh, God,
Please,
it's
please
so-
subscribe.
Please go subscribe to Nate for all that is
Only
holy.
JS
I am
has
rapidly
doomed my
declining.
channel. Please.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's gonna be it.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
If you have any suggestions or people you want to see on the podcast, put it in the description. Not in the description. Put it in the comments. Why don't you? You know? Tell us about your vacations.
If you can figure out how to edit the description, that would be funny. And let me know. Let me know your strat for editing the description.
Tell us about any vacation stories you got, but we have to end it for today. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. Good night.
Good night.
Have
a good Wednesday.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.